Anuj. I study in VIT Vellore. Now today I'm going to give you a lecture on the different level of lasers and laser system. I'm going to basically discuss about 3-level laser system and a 4-level laser system. Okay. So here we go. As the name suggests, 3-level laser system has 3 levels. See, this is the energy level V1. This is the energy level V2 and this is the energy level V3. Now there are some particles here. Okay, so now a photon will come to hit in between E3 and E1. So if a photon comes of energy between E3 and E1, any energy level between E3 and E1, so absorption will occur. So in order to understand the absorption, let me show you how absorption works. If there is an electron and a photon comes here with energy, any energy, let's take this E2 and E1. So if any photon comes with the energy of E2 minus E1, then the photon will jump to the next, electron will jump to the next excited state. That's we call it absorption. This is known as absorption. So same thing happens here. When the photon of energy E3 minus E1 will come, then this electron will jump to this energy state and it will remain here only. Then the next process, after spending some time here, it will be going to the next energy state E2. Here it will be, this photon will be released and it is called spontaneous emission. Now let me tell you what is spontaneous emission. When this electron stays here for some time, so after some time, the tau, we call it tau, the lifetime of it, after it from here it just goes down and it releases a photon, the same energy with what it gave. So here spontaneous emission will occur. It will occur very rapidly, just like in nanoseconds. 10 to the power minus 9 is the lifetime of it. So it will come to this energy state. So after this energy state, there will be photon of energy E2 minus E1, and after coming to this energy state, this photon, this electron will again come back to this initial position E1. So see, this process we call it stimulated emission. In this process there will be 2 photons which will be emitting. See how stimulating emission works. If there is an electron in the higher energy state E2, and if we want to come it back, then we will just supply a photon of energy E2 minus E1, and after supplying it, it will come down and it will release 2 photons. See how this stimulated emission works. This is stimulated emission. Okay, there's one more condition for this to happen. Since it is coming down for stimulated emission, this condition for stimulated emission to happen, we call it population inversion. See what happens in population inversion is, from here to here, if we call the number of electrons here N2, and we call the number of electrons here N1, then the main condition for population inversion is that N2 must be greater than N1. So in order to achieve this condition, N2 is greater than N1, like the number of particles, number of electrons here must be greater than the number of electrons here. In order to get that, we need to supply some energy, which we call pumping. pumping is like providing energy in order to get the magnetic laser effect, the laser effect in process. So pumping can be done by many methods like electrical discharge method, we can do it by optical method, and there are many methods for pumping, but we cannot use thermal energy to do pumping, because if we do that we will be violating Boltzmann distribution law, as well as we won't be able to achieve the thermal equilibrium. Now see, this stimulated emission process, this process is also called amplification process. And basically this amplification process is what the laser effect is. Like these photons will only be laser, because laser is basically the amplified light only. So this is all how a laser, 3-level laser system works. Now if we look at some example of it, then there is Ruby. Ruby laser is a 3-level laser. Ruby laser is made up of aluminium oxide with some percentage of chromium as doping. So Ruby laser is definitely an example of this process, a 3-level laser system. Okay. I'm going to tell you about 4-level laser system. As the name suggests, it has 4 levels. This is E1, E4, E3 and E2. We have already discussed about all the processes, so let me get you very straight this one. A photon of, there will be some electrons here. A photon of energy E4 minus E1 will be supplied. Okay. Then absorption will occur. This will go to the higher excited state. This process is called as absorption. We have already discussed about absorption. After getting there, it will get to the next metastable state, E3, and this will be very rapid, very rapid, and we call this process spontaneous emission process. Okay. Okay. After getting here, we will be getting here one more photon of energy E3 minus E2, and after supplying it, 2 photons will be released. It is called stimulated emission process. As I have already told you, the stimulated emission process is the main reason for the laser action. So these both waves will be nothing more but the lasers that we will produce. Okay, and this process is also called as amplification process, as we have already discussed in 3-level laser system. This process is called as amplification process, and lasers will be born, and then the remaining will again come here, and this process is also spontaneous emission. This was also very rapid. We call it metastable state, this E3 and E2. Okay, so let me get you something very clear. For this laser process, for this stimulated emission or amplification process, or this laser action to happen, this condition is must, population inversion. Okay, we need to satisfy this condition, like the amount of electrons here must be greater than the amount of here. So for here, like N3 must be greater than N2, population inversion condition. This is the population inversion condition for this laser. Okay. Now let me show you some differences between 3-level laser system and 4-level laser system, and which one would be better for you. So let me explain. See, in 4-level laser system, the emission, stimulated emission occurs between T3 to T2. So we need to get the population inversion between these two energy levels. Okay. So in order to get laser action between these two energy levels, we don't need to provide much of the pumping energy, because pumping energy we always provide here. Pumping energy. But in 3-level laser system, as I already said, the final stimulated emission occurs between this to this. Like this is the initial state only. So when stimulated emission occurs here, then pumping energy must be supplied in much higher amount as compared to this. Because if we supply less pumping energy, then we won't achieve the condition that the number of particles here will be more than the number of particles here. So in order to get more number of particles here, we need to supply more pumping energy. That's why this 4-level laser system is much better than the 3-level laser system, as you need to supply very less pumping energy. Now, helium neon laser is a living example of 4-level laser system. It is widely used in helium neon laser, and this process is much of better use as compared to the 3-level laser process. Hope you have understood the concept of like all the processes: absorption, spontaneous emission, stimulated emission. Hope you have got the population inversion condition, and hope you have understood the 3 and 4-level laser system. That's all for today. Thank you very much.